VCISO.au Cyberwatch, May 28, 2025. Strategic Cybersecurity Intelligence Brief. Powered by VCISO.au. Stay informed, stay prepared, stay secure. 1. Ransomware update. No recent ANZ victims reported. In a positive turn for the region, there have been no reported ransomware incidents affecting Australian or New Zealand organisations in the last 24 hours. While this may offer a brief moment of relief, it should not lead to complacency. Ransomware groups continue to innovate, automate their operations, and pivot toward exploiting trusted third-party software and MSPs for mass compromise. Attackers are increasingly leveraging remote monitoring and management, RMM tools, phishing as a service, VCISO kits, and data extortion techniques. As global attack campaigns persist, ANZ organisations remain high-value targets due to their technological maturity and global partnerships. VCISO.au recommendation. Maintain frequent offline and immutable backups to support rapid recovery. Implement ransomware-specific detection rules in SIEM/SOAR platforms. Conduct regular incident response simulations with ransomware playbooks. Ensure RDP and VPN services are secured with MFA and account lockout mechanisms. 2. Void Blizzard. Microsoft uncovers Russian-aligned espionage targeting telecom and IT. Microsoft Threat Intelligence has exposed an extensive and highly targeted cyber espionage campaign, orchestrated by a group named Void Blizzard, also known as Laundry Bear. Active since April 2024, this group has focused its efforts on infiltrating critical sectors such as telecommunications, IT services, healthcare, defense contracting, and NGOs. Their tactics include credential theft, password spraying, and stealing session cookies to bypass authentication. Notably, Void Blizzard has launched Adversary in the Middle, AITM, phishing campaigns using lookalike domains and open-source tools like EvilGinx. This group is believed to be state-aligned with strategic objectives supporting Russian geopolitical interests, making their attacks not only technically advanced, but politically motivated. VCISO.au recommendation. Deploy zero-trust architecture to validate users and devices continuously. Monitor for suspicious typo-squatted domains and block via DNS filtering. Enable real-time identity analytics to detect anomalous login behavior. Strengthen staff readiness with simulated phishing campaigns involving QR and AETM phishing. 3. Apple Process Hub. macOS malware targets developers and keychain data. A new macOS stealer malware dubbed Apple Process Hub is posing a major threat to developers, IT admins, and everyday Mac users. First discovered in mid-May 2025, this malware disguises itself as a benign .dylib file, but is actually a fully compiled executable designed for data exfiltration. It is capable of harvesting shell histories, GitHub and SSH credentials, and most critically, data from the macOS keychain. The malware's stealth, low detection rates, and use of legitimate-sounding file names make it particularly dangerous in BYOD and development environments. Security analysts warn that Apple Process Hub may be part of a broader campaign targeting macOS systems often overlooked in enterprise threat models. VCISO.au recommendation. Apply strict code signing policies and allow apps only from identified developers. Monitor for unauthorized access attempts to keychain and terminal activity. Educate development teams on secure file execution hygiene. Implement mobile device management, MDM solutions like Kanji or Jamf to enforce system baselines. 4. Phishing campaign mimics. OneNote to steal Microsoft credentials. Cybercriminals are deploying a convincing phishing campaign that spoofs Microsoft OneNote logins to deceive users into revealing their Office 365 and Outlook credentials. The campaign specifically targets Italian and US-based organizations and leverages familiar platforms like Notion, Google Docs, and Glitch to host the phishing infrastructure. Attackers have further integrated Telegram bots for real-time credential exfiltration, increasing the sophistication of this operation. The use of regional language subdomains and localized content indicates a highly targeted approach. By exploiting trusted SaaS platforms, these phishing kits bypass traditional filters and exploit user trust, making this campaign particularly difficult to detect. VCISO.au recommendation. Use browser isolation or sandboxing for links in external emails. Configure geolocation-based access controls in Office 365. Deploy cloud-native DLP, data loss prevention, to monitor for unauthorized exfiltration. Train users to scrutinize login prompts even on known cloud platforms. 5. Laundry Bear, linked to Dutch police hack through session cookie theft. Dutch authorities have officially attributed the September 2024 breach of their police systems to the Russian-backed group Laundry Bear. The attackers stole contact details of multiple officers by accessing a legitimate user's session via a stolen cookie. This session token was likely obtained through an infostealer malware and purchased on a dark web marketplace. The attackers bypassed traditional authentication methods, accessing the global address list, GAL, and exfiltrating sensitive personal data. Intelligence services now believe Laundry Bear has likely breached other Dutch organizations, as their objectives appear centered on acquiring intelligence related to defense, military logistics, and Western aid to Ukraine. VCISO.au recommendation: enable device-bound session tokens and force reauthentication periodically. Monitor for browser fingerprint anomalies during login sessions. Invest in behavioral analytics and session hijack detection tools. Conduct regular audits of GAL and directory access permissions. 6. Dragon Force ransomware leverages MSP's RMM tool for widespread attacks. The Dragon Force ransomware group has weaponized Simple Help, a widely used remote monitoring and management tool, to compromise not just an MSP, but its downstream customer networks. Exploiting vulnerabilities identified as CVE 2024-57726 through CVE 57728, the attackers infiltrated the MSP's environment and moved laterally to collect customer data, deploy ransomware, and attempt double extortion tactics. While Sophos managed to prevent full compromise in one case, several clients were impacted, highlighting the systemic risk posed by trusted third-party tools. This attack mirrors tactics used in high-profile incidents such as the Kaseya and Screen Connect breaches, further proving that MSPs remain prime targets for threat actors seeking scale and stealth. VCISO.au recommendation: apply virtual segmentation between MSP internal systems and client environments. Regularly audit RMM usage logs and remote session activity. Patch and harden RMM software and restrict web access via firewall rules. Incorporate third-party risk assessments into security reviews of IT providers. 8. Ransomware exposure list, last 24 hours. United States, The Salvation Army, Valiant Energy Solutions, AC Supply Inc., Wrap and Send Services, Brackett and Ellis, AM King, Sylvania, Cape Robin Inc., Flagship Bank, Frederick's Machine and Tool Shop, Canada, Lac La Biche Transport Limited, Colombia, Corantioquia, Philippines, 888 Holdings Inc., Sri Lanka, VS1 Technology, Malaysia, Nexus International School, www.nexus.edu, El Salvador, Educo El Salvador, Germany, IP Telecom GmbH, Lasercam, Greece, Top Ships Inc. Final note from VCISO.au: Australia and New Zealand remain relatively untouched this week, but the global threat landscape continues to shift. Critical infrastructure, software supply chains, and endpoint security are under siege. Ensure your cybersecurity program is both proactive and verifiable. By Anil Yelamati.